In the heart of an ancient forest, where emerald trees kissed the sky, lived a guardian. A majestic stag with antlers like polished silver watched over every leaf, every stream, every creature that called this sanctuary home. His presence was the forest's heartbeat, a silent promise of peace and balance. The air hummed with life, a symphony of buzzing insects, rustling leaves, and the gentle gurgle of crystal-clear streams. For generations, this was a realm untouched by chaos, a paradise woven from nature's own loom. But peace, as we know, can be a fragile thing. One day, a tremor shook the very foundations of the forest. Not an earthquake, but something far more sinister. The ground cracked and split, and from the depths of the earth, a monstrous creation clawed its way to the surface. It was a boar, but not of flesh and blood. It was a beast of iron and steam, its eyes glowing with a malevolent, fiery light. This was the iron boar, a creature of gears and rage, its metallic hide impervious, its tusks forged to destroy. It tore through the ancient roots, its pistons pumping black smoke into the pristine air, leaving a trail of scarred earth and splintered wood in its wake. The forest cried out in pain. The stag felt the desecration instantly. It was a shard of ice in his heart. With a snort that echoed through the valleys, he galloped towards the source of the corruption. He saw the iron boar, a mechanical blight upon the verdant landscape, and knew his duty. This was not a territorial dispute. This was a war for the soul of the forest itself. The stag lowered his head, his silver antlers crackling with an ancient, green energy. Nature was about to fight back. The clash was immediate and cataclysmic. The stag, a blur of grace and agility, weaved through the trees, his movements a dance of defiance. The iron boar charged, a relentless engine of destruction, smashing everything in its path. It was a breathtaking spectacle, the fluid power of the wild against the brutal force of the machine. The stag would lunge, his enchanted antlers deflecting the boar's metal tusks with a spray of sparks, then retreat into the shadows of the grove, using the forest as his shield and his weapon. The boar, roaring with the shriek of grinding metal, would retaliate, spewing jets of scalding steam and gouging the earth with its sharp, iron hooves. Their battle raged across the enchanted domain. They thundered through shimmering waterfalls, the water hissing as it met the boar's superheated frame. They crashed through groves of whispering willows, the fight a maelstrom of flying leaves and splintered bark. The stag, using his deep connection to the forest, called upon its power. Vines erupted from the ground, snaking around the boar's legs, momentarily halting its charge. But the machine's sheer strength was immense. It tore through the vines as if they were mere threads. For every clever trick of nature, the boar had a response of brute, unthinking force. The forest held its breath, its smaller inhabitants hiding in terror as their world was torn asunder. The stag was tiring. His elegant form was now marred with scorch marks and cuts from flying shrapnel. The boar, though dented and scratched, seemed tireless, its internal furnace burning hotter with every passing moment. It backed the stag against a sheer cliff face, the waterfall behind him its only escape. The boar revved its internal engine, a deafening roar that promised a final, crushing blow. It seemed as if the age of magic and nature was about to be extinguished by the cold, hard reality of iron and fire. But the stag was the heart of the forest, and the heart would not be so easily broken. In that final, desperate moment, the stag saw his opening. The iron boar, in its blind rage, exposed a small, gray-red vent right over its mechanical heart, the source of its unholy power. Gathering all his remaining strength and all the ancient magic of the forest into his antlers, the stag charged. It wasn't a dance this time, it was a spear thrust, a final, all-or-nothing gambit. He met the boar head-on, the impact shaking the very mountains. With a deafening crack of metal and a flash of brilliant green light, the stag's antlers plunged deep into the boar's chest, piercing its mechanical heart. A shudder ran through the iron boar's frame, the glowing red eyes flickered and died. The roaring engine coughed, sputtered, and fell silent. For a moment, there was only the sound of the waterfall and the stag's heavy breathing. The great beast of metal stood motionless, impaled and defeated. Then a miracle began. From the cracks in the boar's armor, where the stag's magic had touched it, tiny green shoots began to sprout. Delicate flowers of every color, blue, pink, and gold, blossomed from the cold, dead metal. Vines wrapped around its form, not as chains, but as an embrace, slowly pulling the defeated machine back into the earth from which it came. The stag, weary but triumphant, watched as the forest began to heal. The polluted air cleared, the scarred earth was covered in a carpet of soft moss, and the streams ran clear once more. The iron shell of the boar became a monument, a garden of impossible flowers, a reminder that even the harshest destruction can give way to new life. The forest wasn't just healed, it was stronger, its magic renewed, and its spirit fortified. The guardian stag stood tall, his silver antlers gleaming in the sunlight, the silent king of a realm that had faced its darkest hour and emerged, more beautiful and resilient than ever before. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through the enchanted forest. If you loved this story of courage and the power of nature, please hit that like button and subscribe for more epic tales. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the battle between the stag and the iron boar. Until next time, stay magical.